All right, we're gonna get started on our mat in our warm-up. If you're watching this on the recording, you're gonna need some dumbbells. If you have them, a couple of different sets of weights. You'll need a mini band or a straight band or a hand towel. Pretty much as long as you have one of those things, you'll be all set to go. We're gonna start with 10 glute bridges here. So if you're watching the recording and you need to go gather some things, you can put me on pause and run and grab a hand towel, mini band if you have it, some lighter and then some heavier dumbbells will work just fine today. Nothing too complicated. We've got 10 glute bridges. Really focusing on squeezing your booty. Yeah, when we're done with bridges, we flip it over onto hands and knees and go into our cat-cow. So we're gonna round the belly up, press through the hands, and then drop the chin and chest. We have 5 here. I will be giving you guys lots of options today. We've got different folks dealing with different modifications, and we have different equipment that different folks have. So I'm gonna give you lots of choices, make this workout basically work for anyone today. After our 5 cat-cow, we're gonna come down to your forearms, one hand behind your head, rotate the shoulders. We have 8 of those T-spline on each side. Everything will be timed today. We have 4 supersets, and supersets are 2 exercises back to back. So we're gonna get 8 exercises total today. Nice work, switch side. This is very easily leveled so that it can fit whatever your needs are physically today. It can go higher intensity or lower. We'll have a couple modifications for your knees. If your knees are a little cranky, that will be an option for you. When we finish our T-spine, come back to hands and knees. Draw the belly button into the spine, flatten the back, and then in our bird dog, we're gonna extend one arm in the opposite leg, press down into the hand, pull the shoulder down away from the ear, and that leg is lying straight back, like you were trying to put a shoe print on the wall behind you, strong and straight with that back leg. We have 10 of these on each side. Really nice work. Easy and slow, finding that little bit of balance. Set your intention for class today, and your intention could be to show up. Maybe that's your intention, that's totally fine. Maybe your intention is to just get a good light workout. Maybe you really want to get challenged to push yourself today. Whatever that is, set it, and then just be sure that that's where we go today. Once you've finished your 10 bird dogs on each side, we'll meet standing. No rush, take your time. Make sure we get that good warm up. From here, arm circles back. Reach the arms up, biceps by the ears, big stretch through the upper body. We've got 10 of these. I truly believe anybody can do these workouts. In fact, my mother was on for the first time yesterday. My mother does not exercise. She probably hasn't done, go ahead and bring it forward, like a group class since I was a kid. So it's probably been it's probably been 30 years at least. And she doesn't work out at home, but she popped on, she was brave, she followed along, and she did great. And my mother's in her 60s, she's 64, just to give you perspective. And she is not super fit. So not to throw her under the bus, I actually give her big credit for showing up and doing the thing, but I want you to know that means anybody can do these workouts and make it work. We're going into 5 toe touch squats. Arms reach up, round it down, find your toes, arms inside the knees. Drop your butt as low as you can without bothering the knees or lifting your heels. Right arm, left arm, we stand up. We have 5. This was actually the one exercise that my mother didn't do. She just looked like, what are you doing? Because there's a lot of pieces to this one. It's kind of difficult to teach it virtually, but just kind of warming up the hips, the ankles, and the shoulders. That's 3. We have 2 more here. Down into those heels. Heels stay down. That's very important. Last one here. Around and down. Reach the right arm. Reach the left. Stand up. Last exercise for our warm-up is our gate opener. So we're going to lift the knee, open the hip. Already thinking about core tightness and stability. And I'm going to talk about that a lot today, about body position when we're doing upper body, lower body. Every exercise we do is core work. It starts with this solid foundation of tucking the rib cage into the spine, leveling out your pelvis, and then tucking your tailbone. And I'm going to bring that up a lot so that we can really try to support our core today. Support our low back. Open and down. We've got one more on each side here and around. Okay. Options for our hinge. That's the first exercise we're going to do. If we're not using weight or we're new to hinging, hands to the thighs, butt goes back, shoulders tight. We're trying to find flat back. We stop at shin level. Press down with the feet at the top. We tuck the butt in. We tuck the rib cage down. Next level, if you have any back issues, keep that weight up against your body, hug it in. Shoulders tight, push the butt back, and then down. Highest level would be to take a weight in each hand. Slide the weights down the legs, keeping the shoulders tight. Everybody's going to model that same position. Stop at flat back, press down with your feet. Tuck your tailbone, pull your rib cage in so that we're not finishing by jutting the hips. Pick your level. I'll go through them again, but we're going to time this out. Ready, and here we go. So it does not matter which version you're doing. Everybody's following this, shoulders tight, arms against the legs, butt going back, stopping just below the knees, then pressing down with the feet, pulling up, tucking the booty, pulling the rib cage in, so we finish nice and flat. If you're using dumbbells down your legs, pull them towards your legs on the way up, so pull your shoulders back so that your weights are pulling against your legs. If you have any issues with your low back or your shoulders are rounding, you can also grab a weight and hug it to your chest. That supports the low back better. That also can help with keeping the shoulder blades tight. But everybody, you have about 15 more seconds here. Keep thinking about your feet. So when you get down to that flat back, press down into your feet. Tuck your tailbone, squeeze so tight. 5 seconds here. 4, 3, 2, last one. We are going to take it to the floor, and I'm going to show you a couple of different options here for plank. So we're going to do a plank shoulder tap. Julie, you specifically I want on forearms, and you could even leave your knees down, and we're just going to tap the opposite shoulder. So we're just lifting one hand. That is the modification for anybody who has shoulder issues and needs to modify their plank. Everybody else, you can come to high plank. If you needed to, from here, you can set down knees and do this on your knees. Otherwise, we're in full plank and we're tapping the opposite shoulder, hands close, feet wide. If I'm on forearms, even if I'm on knees, my elbows stay down the whole time. I'm just taking that hand to the opposite shoulder. All right, y'all, pick your level. Find your plank. 3, 2, 1, here we go. Highest would be hands closed, feet spread wide, tuck your tail, tap your shoulders. In this position, if you cannot maintain that, you would just set your knees down, keep the plank in the upper body, and tap. Anybody with shoulder issues needs to come to forearms for more support. You can still tap the opposite shoulder. You can do that with the legs extended or with the knees down, and focus on pulling the ribs up and in. 3, 2, 1. Everybody relax. We're going to stand back up, grab a drink of water. That's our first superset. So now you know all your options. You know which version of the exercises you're going to do. We're going to do that 2 more times. Woo! Don't forget water. Very importante. Okay, weights or no weights? We're focusing on flat back hinging. Nice straight line from the top of the head to the tailbone. Second set. 3, 2, 1. Here you go. Beautiful. So, Tiffany, bend your knees more. Bend, 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 and then not quite so low. So what I'm seeing there, Tiffany, is that your shoulders are below your hips. I don't want your shoulders below your hips. So when you come down, shoulders are going to line up with hips and not be below. My shoulders are below my hips. I'm starting to get into my low back. So those of you at home, you may not be able to see yourself. Nice. Good, Megan. Beautiful. You may not be able to see yourself. Good, Julie. Perfect. But try to think in relation to my shoulders, where are my hips? I want them to be in. There you go, Tiffany. Much better. Very, very nice. I know we often think we want to go way deep on this, get through the back of the legs. I want you to use your butt. You can go lower, but you're gonna have to bend your knees to keep your hips and your shoulders in line. Beautiful. We have 3, 2, 1. Set down your weights. We're gonna come to the floor. So many options. If you're in there, high plank tap. Bring your hands together and your feet apart. It will help you stay stable. If you're putting your knees down, start high, then set them down. My forearm plank can be here or off the ground. Tap the opposite shoulder. Your choice. We start in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. I'm kind of a little bit of a stickler if we're on knees. I like you to find the plank position first and then drop your knees so that we can shift the weight forward. And I actually like you to keep your toes down so that we can think of this like full plank position. The only difference is my knees are supported on the mat. If I come here, it can shift my pelvis a little bit differently. Your hamstrings are contracted. Not that it's wrong. 3, 2, 1. Relax. There's always little nuances though. Everybody has their kind of preference. So grab a drink of water as you come back to standing. We have one more set. Everybody think about the hips and the shoulders. Staying in line so as you're coming down. If you can feel that your shoulders are tilted lower than your behind, drop your butt and bend your knees a little bit. Last set with our deadlifts, weights or no weights, your choice. Use your butt. Press down with your feet. Shoulders tight. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. So, what's nice is for those of the folks who are on live, they turn sideways just like I am here. I can watch and really see the angle of their back. Beautiful. Tiffany, that's perfect. Megan, tuck your chin. Look at the floor. There you go. Yes. There you go. Good. So little things that we can't really tell we're doing that someone else can see. Pull the shoulders back. So if you're watching this on record, pretend I'm there with you. Think about it. Where are my hips in relation to my shoulders? Is my back flat? Is my chin down? Can I push down more with my feet? Yes, gorgeous work, ladies who are here live. Look amazing. You guys have about 15 more seconds. Pull those weights back in towards your legs as you come up using your shoulders. So pulling everything into the body. Less than 10. Good, strong work. Very nice. 4, 3, 2. Last one. Put the weights down. We're coming back to the floor. Last plank here. All right, high plank. Or knees down or forearms. You can do it on your forearms, on your knees too. Figure out what's going to help you feel strong and safe in that upper body as well as the low back. 3, 2, 1. We're tapping. So in high plank, we're trying not to rock from side to side. Press down into the hand on the ground. If your knees are down, just keep drawing up and in. Shift your weight out of your butt so your hips are down, but your core is tight. If I'm on forearms, my elbows are staying supported. 10 seconds here. Breathe through that. We're almost done. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right. So we're going to grab a drink of water. I'm going to leave this shot shown on the floor for a second because the next exercise that we do is pretty challenging on the knees. So if you have knee issues, you're going to want to go with this modification I'm going to show here. Julie, this one specifically for you for sure. So we're going to single leg bridge instead of split squatting. Everybody whose knees are fine, I'm going to get to you in 1 second. But your modification for a split squat is a single leg bridge. Extend one leg, make sure the knees are in line with each other, and then lift your hips, pushing into that heel. Make sure this leg doesn't start doing this. Glue those knees and lift with your hips, extending that leg. And then you'll switch to the other side when we switch. That is our modification. Everybody else whose knees are fine and good, you can use a weight or no weight. We're going to start feet together. We're actually going to step back and drop into our split squat from there, and then press up through the front foot. If you want a dumbbell is here. Split squat, push off that front heel. Let's all start with right foot. So if you're on the ground, right foot down, left leg up. If you're standing, rest of the left leg back. 3, 2, 1, we go. So if I'm stepping down and back, push off of your front leg. Try to keep hardly any weight on your back foot when you come up. So we're not going to catapult off the back leg. We're coming up by driving the front heel to the ground. Those of you doing the modification on the floor, really try to keep your knees in line. That's going to help your pelvis stay in line, which helps with our core tightness and keeping our flat back. So it's not a very high lift, and then you're going to be squeezing the top of the thigh of the leg that's straight. Whether you're standing or on the ground, in these last 10 seconds, focus on that right heel. Push through the right heel, squeeze that right side booty. 3, 2, last one. Nice. So standing, folks, we're just going to switch legs. If you're on the ground, drop your right foot down. No, drop your left foot down, lift your right leg up. You know what to do, switch your legs. Okay, here we go. Same thing, other side. Ready, and let's do it. So if I'm standing, I'm stepping into a split squat. I'm pushing off my front foot. So I'm going to be perpendicular to the ground with my back leg when I'm in that full back position, and then I'm going to use the front leg and the booty cheek to drive up out of my split squat. If I'm on the ground, are your knees in line? Glue those knees together. Keep the leg that's in the air flexed so the toe is flexed. Point it back towards the toe is pointed back towards your face. The heel is flexed. Yeah, so that leg is super tight and strong. We got about 10 seconds here. Everybody, left side booty. Push through the heel of the left foot. Engage through your core. Squeeze your butt. 3, 2, 1. Rest. Okay. So we are going to come to what I call tall kneeling, which is both knees down. You're going to need either a hand towel or a mini band. If you have a loop band, use it. If you have a straight band, that will work too. So basically, we're going to be what we call tall kneel. Tall kneel is when I have both knees down and I'm keeping my body engaged and tight. So I have both knees down, but I'm squeezing my butt, pulling my ribcage into my spine. I'm super flat through here. And you're going to keep that engagement the whole time. Everything's squeezing in. If I am using a hand towel or a straight band, my hands are going to be about chest height. I'm going to pull my shoulders down my back. I'm going to pull my elbows in and squeeze my shoulder blades and press away. So that you're using your upper back, elbows stop at the side of the body, push it out. If I'm using my mini band, you guys are going to pull one side in and then the other side. So with a mini band, you're pulling out with this hand and here. So everybody, elbow against the ribs, shoulders down the back. All right, squeeze your core tight. 3, 2, 1, here we go. Pull the shoulders down. If I'm using that towel, maybe a straight band, I'm tugging on it like I was trying to rip it in half, but without the elbows leaving the side of the body. If I'm using my mini band, it's low at my chest. My opposite hand is just pulling it a little away from me. And then my shoulders sliding down against my body. Not like you were trying to rip that band, but just give it a nice little tug. Yes, and everybody's forearm's going to stop when they hit the side of their body. Don't forget what's happening in the middle. Those of you using the band or the towel, pull it in, push it out. Pull it in, push it out. Yes, 3, 2, 1. Nice work. All right, if you're doing that modification on your back, just flip it over and lie down. It looks like this. Leg in the air, knees in line. Lift and lower. So if you did split squats first time and your knees are like, no thank you, that's where we are. Otherwise, we're going to stand up for split squats. Reverse split squat. All right, second set. All the good things we talked about. Ribs in tight, push through the front heel. Right leg first, or right leg down, or right leg front. 3, 2, 1. We're stepping down and back. Press up through that front foot. If you're on the ground, squeeze that left thigh. Push through the right heel. It's a very small lift. If you're on the ground, focus on lowering yourself slowly and with really good control. If you're standing, we're still lowering with good control, but I want you to focus on pushing up through the front foot and not relying on your back foot. Like, use it as little as possible. so that you're really using that right side butt cheek in front to push yourself up out of that split squat. Core is tight, everybody, ribs to hips. We have less than 10 seconds, so everybody's focusing on trying to keep everything pulled into the middle. 3, 2, last one, nice work. Other side, so now the left leg is gonna do all the work. We're gonna push through the left side heel. 3, 2, here we go. If you're on the ground, extend that leg to make sure the knees are in line, and you're flexing your foot so that leg is strong. My standing people, that back leg goes perpendicular to the ground, and then you're driving up through that left heel, squeeze through your core, try to use that left side. My floor people, keep that slow on the way down, so lower yourself down slow and with control. Whether you're standing or lying down, drive through your left heel. Let that left side booty do the lifting, and then your core is doing the stabilizing. Strong work. Beautiful. Nice, Tiffany. Looks good. Nice, Megan. 3, 2. Finish that last one. And then we're coming back down onto the mat, tall kneel. If anybody watching this at home later, tall kneeling is painful. If you have issues with kneeling, you can do this standing. I prefer this nice tight tuck to take the lower body out of it, but if your knees don't like it, don't do it. So we are going to row. Think of it this way. If I'm using a towel or a band, or a long band, it's like a cable row, and we're going to pull our shoulder blades together, but I want you to push it away from you at the same time. And pull on that like you're trying to rip it in half. If you're using a band, shoulders down, pull that one elbow in, push the other hand away. All right, 3, 2, 1, here we go. Make sure you got your rib cage tucked down. You're squeezing your butt cheeks so hard. Rip that towel in half, you guys. Oh my gosh, yes. Shoulders down away from the ears. You should be able to really feel this, even if you're not using a band. By focusing on the shoulder blades, pulling them in, down your back, elbows to your side, and then push it away like you were resisting it through sand or water. If you're using the band, the opposite hand's just going to tug out in the other direction. And then your elbow comes right up against the side of your body. Everybody squeeze your butt. Rib cage in and down. 5, 4, 3. You got to do both sides if you're alternating. Finish it. Awesome work. All right, last set. Maybe you're on your back in that single leg bridge. Maybe you're standing. If you want a drink of water, now's the time to grab it. We're just going to do one more set of these 2. Woo. Such strong work today, guys. Really good. All right, so right foot. If you're on the ground, right foot down, left foot up. If you're standing, we're going to step back with the left foot. Focus on that right heel. 3, 2, here we go. We're going to step back and down. Push into that right foot. See if you can put very little weight on the left leg and back. My people on the ground, knees in line. Squeeze the quad on that side of the leg that's straight. Flex through that foot and lower yourself slowly. My split squatters, you're going to press up, come up strong. As you drop back and down, try to take that knee as close to the ground as you can without touching, without pissing your knees off. Everybody tuck through your core. Oh, looks so good. Those of you I can see look so strong. We have 10 seconds here. Nice, good, straight, tall spine. Always. 4, 3, 2. Last one. Wonderful. Switch sides. You know, someone said they wanted more abdominal work. Everything we do is abdominal work. Everything. Because it starts with your core, and we always should be thinking about our core. Left foot. Here we go. So right foot's going back if you're standing. If you're on the ground, your right leg is in the air. Everybody push for your left heel. Engage through your core. Think of every exercise like a plank. You plank before you do anything else, and then you gotta hold that plank. That's why they're so important. While your legs and your arms move away from your body. Drive through that left heel, that left booty cheek. If you're on the ground, slowly lowering back down. In fact, the slower you can lower, the better. Go up faster, lower slower. My split squatter standing. See how little weight you can use on that back foot when you stand up. Like, can you float that foot? As soon as you start to stand up, can you lift that toe and float that foot? so that we're coming up with the front leg. Ooh, relax. We're done. Nice work. We're coming back down to the ground. Tall kneel if your knees will tolerate it. If not, you can stand. Band or towel. So we're going to be here. Tuck your rib cage. Squeeze your butt. Feet are just like touching here. So not engaged through your toes, but not totally flat either. Just going to kind of kickstand feet. Squeeze your booty cheeks. Everybody, shoulder blades. Like you were trying to pinch a pencil back there. 3, 2, here we go. So I'm using my band, pulling it in, slide it out, other side pushes away, elbow against the body, shoulders down. If I've got the towel, rip it in half. You're tugging on it, but your elbows are staying close to your body. And then as it goes out, push it away. Like you say this, imagine this towel is attached to something heavy, and you're trying to pull it towards you, and then you're trying to push it away from you. Pull it in, push it out. You got it, like a sled, 15 seconds. If you really put your mind back there in between your shoulders, you can make this exercise so tough. Pull your shoulders out of your ears. Squeeze your butt cheeks. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax. Grab some water. You have a mini loop band. Bring it with you to standing. That, and then some of you are going to use lightweight dumbbells, like maybe something between 5 and at most 10 pounds. And then some of you guys are not going to use dumbbells at all, which I'll talk about here in a second. All right, so our first exercise from standing. If you want the mini band, it's going to add a layer of challenge, but it's going to definitely add enough intensity for that IT band side of the leg that you don't need to use it if you're having any issues there. It's okay for the knees though. So basically, we're going to be bent into one leg, and we'll start with left foot staying where it is. Right foot's going to go out and back in. Your left side is resisting that going out so that we're not going to lean. And we're going to keep the feet and the toes pointed directly forward. So imagine your feet are on like a 2x4 and they're staying in line with each other, so that you're just sliding that foot, lift it off the ground, but you're just stepping that foot out and back in, and this side is doing all the work. Ready, we go. So hands can be here on the hips, hands can move along with the legs. We're in a very tiny squat, and in this very tiny squat, oftentimes we don't realize that we're slightly hyperextended and we're slightly tense here. So as you're moving through this, can you tuck that under a little bit? Can you pull from the front to tuck your hips down so that you might think that you're tucked, but you might have to like check in. I know for me, like this morning, it started to get a little feedback in my low back, and I was like, I'm actually not that engaged in the front. So you got to pull that in and remember to keep that tight. Last one. Woo, shake it out. We're going to the other side. Right foot down, left foot moves. Ready, we go. Out and in. So we're a little bent. We're pulling up and in through the front. The feet are in line. If you want this to be harder, take that leg farther out. But you notice when I do that, that my torso is staying super level. If you're doing this without a band, you can step that out and touch that foot to the ground. But I want you to keep like 80% of your weight on your right leg, the leg that's not moving. So we're not really shifting our weight, because the leg that's working is the leg that's still. Woo, you got it. Check in. Can we tuck in through the front? Oh yeah, we have about 5 seconds here. 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax. Okay, real quick. Julie, and then anybody else who has shoulder issues, you're gonna do a wall slide or a floor slide. If this is not comfortable done against a wall, you can do it lying on the floor. But you sit against the wall, bring your arms out like a W, slide them up as far as they'll go without separating, pull your rib cage down, and we're just kind of painting the wall. That can also be done on the floor to really take gravity out of the equation. That's your modification for this exercise should you have shoulder issues. Yeah, and Julie, just play with how it feels. If it feels okay on the wall, use the wall, but If you're getting any tension like back here, I would do it flat on the floor for now and just focus on that slide. Everybody else, we're back in tall kneeling. So knees are down, we're tucking our rib cage, we're squeezing our booty. Our dumbbells are just inside the shoulders. So we're angled here, not here, we're here. And then we're going alternate overhead, all right? So if you're on the wall or you're on the floor, go ahead and get in that position. Everybody, tuck your ribs down. 3, 2, 1, we go. So if I'm overhead pressing, squeeze your butt. Make sure we're pulling the ribs into the spine so we're not arching back. And I actually want you to think, whether you're on the floor, on the wall, or using dumbbells, I want you to imagine as your arms go up, you're pushing your body down. We're not gonna like crunch around, but with that push of your arms, your body's moving down, away from the arms. Yes, good. So that we're engaging the core, we're squeezing so tight, we're protecting the low back, we're exhaling as the arms go up and inhaling as they come down. We have 5 seconds, 4, 3, 2. Those who are alternating, make sure you do both sides. Awesome work. All right, we're back to standing. If you're using your mini band, grab it. Oh yeah, you know what? I wish I had like a remote controlled camera that I could change the shot without having to go over there and move the camera, but there are worse things, right? So if we're using a band, it goes just above the ankles. We're stepping out and in, but we're gonna keep most of our weight on our left leg this time. And if you step bigger, just make sure that doesn't involve turning your torso. Tuck in through the front. Ready, left leg stay, right leg move, here we go. The lower you bend, so the more squatty this is, the harder it's gonna be. But when you do that, it takes on more pressure on your knee. So you gotta sit your weight back more. And when you do that, it can potentially key up that low back. So if we sit back more, we still gotta tuck under. It's a very weird thing, but most of us default here. Tuck it under. You should be able to feel like a nice kind of straight line through that low back, through the tailbone. And then from there, my leg's going out. And then this is gonna be the YouTube shot. You know it is. This screenshot is gonna be right here. That's what always happens. You got it, you guys. Stay with me. Last one. Woo, shake it out. Other side. Tuck through the front. If it's starting to get your low back, plant your feet more, tuck your tail, and maybe make this super tiny. And just focus on this part. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Because I know your low back is real keyed up. Any kind of hold in a mini squat does start to get achy. And so that really comes from working on just simply tucking, and then maybe we're just stepping out and back in. You'd be amazed at how much you gotta tuck to release that pressure out of your low back. It's like I say, it's called ugly butt, but just roll the shoulders back when you do that. 20 seconds, you got it. If you're feeling good, maybe make that a little bigger. But I say that because almost everybody does it without realizing it, is we hyperextend that low back. Some people's are gonna start telling them about it much sooner than others. 5, 4, 3, 2, finish it, slide that band off. Those who are not using weights and are modifying, you're either against the wall or on the floor, like I showed you, sliding those arms up and down. Those who are using, if you're at home and you don't have dumbbells, that wall slide is a fantastic shoulder exercise. It's challenging enough in and of itself, as long as you focus on pulling your shoulders all the way back. Everybody else, tuck your tail, squeeze your butt, grab your weights, elbows inside shoulders. We're going up, down, and switch. So everyone's focus. If I'm on the floor or I'm on the wall, you're all the way out because you don't have weights in your hands. And your focus is keeping everything touching the wall. You have weights in your hands. We're going to make this safer for the rotator cuff by taking those shoulders slightly inside, taking the elbows slightly inside the shoulders and the hands so that I'm not straight out flat, because we might not have the best shoulder mobility in the world. And so this is going to help with shoulder mobility. It's going to compensate for shoulder mobility is what I mean to say. Less than 10 seconds. You guys look great. Tuck through your core, squeeze your butt. 3, 2, 1. Everybody relax. We have one more set. And we're gonna stand up. If your low back's really cranky, you could always do a glute bridge on the ground instead of this band side to side. I'll just throw that out there if anybody's low back's real pissed off. Sorry that I keep saying pissed off. I hope that's not offending anyone. But you should hear that's mild for me. So we try to keep it fairly clean around here, you know. When the cameras are on. All right, last time. Little baby squat, tuck it through the front, pull your tailbone underneath you. We're gonna go out to the side. 3, 2, 1, we go out. Good work, nice choice, Tiffany. So I threw that out there, like if your low back's real pissy and this doesn't feel good, you can go back to that 2-foot glute bridge like we did in our warm up and just focus on squeezing your butt, lifting through your core. Everybody's low backs are a little keyed up right now, and some people are dealing with it worse than others. So it's okay to modify this if you need to. If you're standing, just tuck that butt underneath, pull in, rib cage, tailbone under. Make this very small if you need to. We have 10 seconds. You guys are doing great. Strong work. Stay with me. After this, we have very little left to do. The last superset's real quick. I won't say it's easy, but it's simple. Last one. Shake it out. If you're glute bridging, you can do that again, or you can take an extra break. We got 45 seconds. Other side. 3, 2, 1. We go out and in. Squeeze in through your core. Tuck your tailbone. So you almost want to imagine you could be kind of flat against a wall, which is hard to do if you're not bending. If you bend, you got to tuck under more. Just got to keep the weight back over the heel. Step it out. You got it. Push it out. Make sure those feet are pointing forwards. We're sliding with that heel. Awesome job. 15 seconds here. Such good work. We're almost done. Make this a core exercise. Forget the legs a little bit. They're working, but think about your core. 4, 3, 2, 1. Slide that band off. Throw it out of your way. We're done with it for today. Bye. All right, you're either on the ground or the wall for your slides, or we're taking a down tall kneel overhead press. Everybody's going to focus on tucking their ribs in and down. Even if you're lying on the floor, squeeze your butt. Push yourself down as your arms go up. Last time through here. 3, 2, 1. We're going. Push it. Exhale as the arms go up. And that doesn't matter if you're alternating weights or if you're doing a wall or a floor slide. Exhale. Push yourself down. Pull your rib cage in towards your spine. Squeeze your butt. Yeah. So it's like as your arm is going up, you're actually shoving yourself down. If I'm on the ground doing that floor slide or I'm on the wall, I'm getting as much of the back of my body touching the ground or the wall as I can. Maybe my arms don't go all the way up. That's okay. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. You guys have 10 more seconds. Good work. Make sure if we're using the dumbbells, our elbows are slightly angled in. Woo! 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax. Last 2 exercises will be standing. You can grab a drink of water if you like. So these go fairly quick. And it's all about the complement between a high intensity moving quick exercise and a slow controlled stability exercise. The second exercise is really core work. Even though it might not look like it, what you traditionally think of, it actually is. The first exercise is quick feet. And quick feet can be low impact, where we're going to keep the feet flat. Think of it like you're stomping bugs on the ground and you're pumping your arms. Or higher impact, taking the knees up off the ground and running. It's only 30 seconds. All I want to do is get your heart rate up. 3, 2, 1. Quick feet. So I could keep this lower impact, less challenge for my joints. Or if my joints are okay, I'm taking it up. Either way, we're still pulling in through here. Because as we're moving quickly, we've got to support the low back with the spine. Do you see how everything is core work? All of it. Pump your arms, tuck through the front. You got it, less than 10. Woo, just a little spike in that heart rate, that's it. 3, 2, 1, okay. We're gonna stand up super tall. Ribs in and down, shoulders down the back. Knee and the elbow are coming towards each other, but they're not touching. We're not rounding the back, and we're finding balance. 3, 2, here we go. Arms up, tuck it in. So, what you have here is a standing crisscross crunch. However, because we know that flexion of the spine is very bad for your low back, we are doing this without rounding, and our goal is to be so strong and tight through our core that we don't round the shoulders down, we don't break our plank. The longer you can hang out here, the more challenging this is. How good can we balance? Press down into that foot that's on the ground, keep the knee slightly bent. Yeah, not fast, slow. Your elbow and your knee are opposing magnets. They can't touch. You're trying, but they can't touch. Ah, yes. Relax. Okay, that's our last 2 exercises. We got 2 more times through. So we'll be done in like 2 minutes, and then we'll stretch. That's all we have left to do. Quick feet, standing cross bounds, and we're out of here. Quick feet, 30 seconds, ready, go. So maybe I got to keep that a little low, but I'm going to pull my core in and focus on tucking my tailbone and pumping my arms. Maybe I'm good with taking it higher, and I set my intention to kick things up a notch today. That's where we're going to go. Even if we're doing super low impact, you can stop these bugs, but make it more marchy and get your heart rate higher. Pump those arms. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to contrast that. Catch our breath with tight, good core stability. Here we go. I want you to challenge yourself to do this slowly. Okay? Slow down. We do plenty of things fast. Let's do this slow. Because if I can get some hang time here, what do I have? Beautiful, strong, single leg balance and stability, which is so functional. And many people laugh. Yeah, you guys looking good. Squeeze your ribs towards your hips. This is not cardio. Anybody can move fast. Let's move well. We have 10 seconds here. Tuck your tailbone. Yes, the best thing you can have the older you get is good balance and good stability. 3, 2, make sure you get both sides. Awesome job. 1 more time through. I think sometimes in fitness we don't think enough about the small and the control. We think everything's got to be big and fast. There's time for that, but there's time for the other one too. Last time, quick feet, 30 seconds, and you go. Here it is. So, for my low impact folks, you know, we can come here if we need to. We can make that a little bigger, or we can just grind it out, shake it out, breathe, pump the arms. It's only 15 more seconds. The whole goal is to be out of breath. This is your fast movement. This is your work hard movement. This is your like, oh, I'm almost out of breath, but it's so short. So I can finish through 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. From here, the opposite. Get tight, get tall, get stable. Here we go. So, we are thinking of this as core work. And it becomes core work because of this knee to elbow cross. And I do want you to squeeze, but just don't round. So we're just going to bring them towards each other, but we're going to resist the rounding. That's where the core work comes from. And then such good single leg balance. How strong, how stable. Push down through that foot. Oh yeah, you got it. 15 seconds. Balance is a skill. And much like bone density, it is something that deteriorates with age if we don't do something about it. So we have to practice it like everything else. 4, 3, 2, get both sides to finish. Relax, grab a quick drink of water if you need it. It is quarter till, or 15 till. If you gotta run, go back to work, I get it. If not, let's stretch. If you're watching this recording, don't run away because we're stretching. We need stretching. All right, we're gonna lie all the way flat on your back. Cross it over for figure 4. Now, again, tilt your tailbone, low back is flat. If it's comfortable and this feels intense enough, you can stay here, but if you would like something deeper, drawing that leg in will be a deeper stretch. Start slowing your breathing down right now. Inhale, Exhale out. Nice work today. We put a lot in that hour. It hasn't even been an hour, in that 45 minutes. Lots of different options, lots of different challenges. You guys brought it. Way to make the time for your health and yourself. We're going to switch legs. So we're going to cross the left leg over the right. Maybe we're staying here and just pressing out. Maybe we're drawing that leg in deeper. Whew. One of the hardest things for me doing virtual classes is not being able to do the same level of customization that we do here in studio, that we value so much. Not being able to communicate and get that feedback about what we can change or tweak. And so it's not ideal, but we make the best of it as we can. I'm figuring all this out kind of as we go. Go ahead and hug your knees in. Roll yourself to seating. Sit up tall. Right foot over left knee, left arm hugs right knee. So if you have thoughts, comments, concerns, questions, suggestions, reach out. I think trying to make the best of the both worlds, right? So it's got to be something that we can get done. We can have a lot of people on. Everybody can hear. You can get a good enough workout. And still provide some level options and customizations, especially for those of you guys I know really well. Go ahead and switch sides. As far as your body, your physicality, trying to do the best I can with that. Cross it over, sit up tall, hug it in on the other side. It'll never be exactly the same as in person, but I think we just look at it this way. It's like we make the best of what we can, but we have to work with, and we go from there. So please do, if you haven't filled out the virtual training feedback survey yet, even if you just want to say it's all good, do that if you have a chance. I'll keep sending that out, or shoot me a message. That's always helpful too. Come to standing and stretch that upper body. Whew. All right. Both arms reach forward, belly button into the spine, shoulders down away from the ears. Yeah. So that is Wednesday. Wednesday we work on a lot of those same patterns, the deadlift, the split squat, the overhead. It's our strength 2 day. Take it back behind, shoulders back, chin up, chest up, shoulders out of the ears. Tomorrow is circuits. That's what we do Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. A little bit more cardio. Usually don't use a lot of weight on the circuit days. And then Friday looks like strength 3. Strength 3 doesn't require a ton of weights either. Right arm across. If you're looking for dumbbells, you need some equipment at home, hit me up, come borrow some from us. We're not using them right now. Happy to loan them out to you. You don't have to see me or touch me, I promise. Go ahead and switch sides. Hopefully, whatever that intention was you set for today, for yourself, for your workout, hopefully you met that intention and you feel at least a little better and brighter than you did before you clicked on that link today or pushed play for this recording. Hands to the thighs, push the butt back. Eyes down to the floor, shoulders back. So we're going to find that same position we did our deadlift in first, where the hips and the shoulders are in line. And then if you need more stretch, like a little bit low back, now we, because we're not using weights, can dip down below and just let that low back stretch a little bit. Really nice kind of standing forward back here. Draw the arms into the body, roll it all the way up. Up there at the top. We're going to drop the shoulders down away from the ears, roll them back a couple times. Oh my gosh, yes. Anybody else missing their massage therapist like heck right now? Oh my, no, right? That was the first thing I thought of. Julie was like, you need a massage, but you can't get a massage right now, which is not good. Deep breath, inhale. I have never had issues, like joint issues ever, and my knee is acting up, and I'm like, what am I doing besides all these classes? But it's not that. It's because I haven't been able to get a massage in 2 months at least. Anyways, great job today. Give yourselves a round of applause. Thank you for being there. Always good to see you, to have you, to visit with